And thanks for tuning in again to TEFL Live. We're going to go ahead and get into our 2 playoff games, our final 4 teams for this week. And this segment is sponsored by TEFL, where real athletes play. So let's go ahead and get into our first game of the week. Number 2 seeded Bucs against the number 3 seeded Titans. That game is going on at 11 a.m. this Sunday, Memorial Day weekend. So you can't say that, you couldn't get your family out there or no excuses. Most people have the day off on Monday. So let's go ahead and jump into this game. They play in week 5, as we discussed in our previous segment. And the Bucs, they came out on top. I don't know if it was a combination of the Titans being hurt and them not coming out ready to play, or if it was just the Bucs ready to bring it to them. So give me your take on this game.
Well, I missed the first part of the game. I was pulling a Marcel segment to show up. But I heard the first touchdown was a pick 6. So both of these teams don't generate offense consistently. And neither one of them plays from behind very well. So I think the key for this game this week, because every game is completely different. Every game's from and I saw L. He said he's still a little banged up. Honestly, I don't think he should have played.
Do you think he's banged up to the point to, like you said, where he shouldn't have played this game?
I think if you're banged up, you should have played. If you're out there, then there's kind of a not that L's making excuses, but if you're out there, then you're out there, you're playing. I think you probably should have sat out the game. The way it was looking, it wouldn't have really affected the Titans either way, whether they won or lost. The 2 seed and the 3 seed is what they were going to be.
Right.
They couldn't have got the 1 seed, and they wouldn't have dropped to the 4 seed. So I personally, as a coach, got to look into the big picture. I would have been like, you know what, L, even if you're not 100%, we got to give you another week, which basically gives them 2 weeks off before the playoff game. So the other thing is, again, I think the first team that scores in this game, this upcoming game, is going to have the advantage because the other teams, they don't score.
They don't have a scoring threat, a high scoring threat.
They don't execute it good enough to be able to come from behind and be like, oh, now we got to score. It's a whole lot easier, say basketball, it's a lot easier to make a jump shot when you're up by 20 or down by 20. But when you're down by 1 or you're up by 1, the jump shot tightens up a little bit. So same way with the football, whoever scores first, they're going to have that advantage. They're going to play a little bit more free, a little bit more relaxed, especially with the playoffs, man. The playoffs is a whole different scenario.
Every possession is crucial.
I told my team at the end of our game yesterday was, look, the playoffs, if you miss a block, that could have been the game-winning block for a touchdown. If a dude catches a pass or you get burned or you miss a tackle, that could have been the game-winning stop right there for you. So everything is magnified in the playoffs. So I really feel the team that scores first is going to have the advantage.
Judging by from what I saw this past Sunday, I was really surprised. I know we talked last week about the Bucs not really being able to run the ball, and they ran it pretty consistently, at least in the first half against the Titans, which was really, really surprising. And so I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it was a combination of them having that early game and just not coming out ready to play, or if the Bucs are for real. I know Juan came back and he played center. That could have had something to do with it also, but Furlow really ran the ball really well, and that really surprised me. So that could be a chink in the Titans' armor this week going forward.
Yeah, that's been the one thing that you haven't really seen a lot of teams do against the Titans, is run the ball so well. They got a bunch of big guys, so I didn't, like I said, I didn't see that first part. They didn't really run the ball the second half as much as maybe they ran the first, the Bucs. So I didn't see that running game, but it makes you wonder why they didn't stick to it.
Right. And I definitely agree with you. I don't think they have a downfield threat that most people and most teams think that they do. RJ he's a big threat running the ball. If you get him the ball in open space, I think he's another L type of player. L's been in the league a lot longer than he has, but I think RJ is coming along and he's really kind of the catalyst for that team and gets them going.
I would disagree with you on that though. I think they do have downfield threat, downfield speed. Number 22. What's his name?
Who, Barney? Or
No, it's the other one.
I know you're talking.
I can't say. I don't know the nickname. I forget what they call him.
I know you're talking.
It's like Gizmo or something.
I don't think it's Gizmo.
Something like, okay. I'm not trying to clown either, I swear. But I think they do have downfield threats. And RJ is definitely on the speed if they put him in the slot. I just think the quarterback play, at times, the rush, it's not necessarily their quarterback play, it is their offensive line.
Right.
You said with Juan this week, it did shore it up a little bit better. If you want to. Somebody's calling me, so.
You got popular people. You pretty
I'm
popular.
on my cell phone.
So,
Who has a house phone these days?
give me your pick for this game.
I'm going with the Bucs.
Thank you.
The Bucs, okay. I'm definitely going with the Bucs as well. The Titans, they just haven't shown me enough this past week, and I don't know if it was a little bit of possum play from the Titans. Maybe they didn't want to show everything, but judging from what I saw this past game, I got to go with the Bucs. They ran the ball consistently well, and I think that's what you need going into this game here, into the playoffs. So if you don't run the ball consistently well and manage your clock, then you really have no.
And this is really our first year being an 8-man where you're going to see the running game. It's going to be a factor because, the past years we've been 6-man. Everyone predominantly passing.
Yeah.
So we'll see, how the running game, it's like the playoffs in the NFL. Everything slows down. So.
All right. And just to give you Marcel's pick, he is picking the Bucs as well. So we'll see how that game goes. Again, that game is going on at 11 a.m. Sunday morning. And definitely hope to see a lot of you guys out there, even the teams that didn't make it, that being the Raiders and the Longhorns, which we'll get into in our little segment. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back here to talk about the number 1 seed, the Tigers, against the number 4 seed, the Avengers. We'll be back here in just a moment.